All right, let's dive in. We are about to take a visceral, cinematic journey into one of the most epic stories ever told. This is a story of judgment, cosmic upheaval, and unbelievable survival, all drawn from ancient sources. So where does it all kick off? Not with a hammer and nails, not with building plans. It starts with a command, a solemn, divine order given to a man named Noah right after his grandfather Methuselah dies. These words set everything in motion. This is the moment the old world ends.
So our first part here is called the gathering command. And yeah, this isn't about construction. This is about a divine instruction and a supernatural summons that's about to break all the rules of nature. And at the heart of it all, you've got Noah. Get this, he's 600 years old. He's described as this weathered, strong man who's the sole anchor in a totally corrupt world. He wasn't chosen because he was a great shipbuilder. He was chosen because he was the only one left who was, well, righteous.
The very next day, something truly impossible happens. Animals just appear. Overwhelming numbers of them. We're talking lions, birds, livestock, and even juvenile dinosaurs. The whole of creation showing up. And they're not chaotic. They form a silent, organized perimeter around this massive ark. Just waiting.
And here's where it gets really strange. Picture this. A lioness and her two cubs approach Noah. But then, out of nowhere, the cubs attack their own mother. They literally drive her away, then calmly return to their spot. What does that even mean? It's a sign, right? The most basic laws of nature are being completely rewritten.
Okay, so the animals are gathered. That sense of awe now shifts into this dreadful tension. We're now in the 7 days of silence. The final countdown has begun, and the air is thick with what's to come. Now, the instructions for this whole operation are super specific. It's not just grab 2 of everything. Nope, it's 7 pairs of all the clean animals and all the birds, but only 1 pair of the unclean ones. This isn't random, it's a very deliberate reboot of the planet, all according to a specific blueprint. And then comes the final warning from Yahweh. 7. That's it. In just 7 days, the rain will begin, and it will fall for 40 days and 40 nights. The deadline is set. This is the last week of the old world. So everyone piles in, Noah, his family, the last of the animals. Imagine the scene inside. It's this massive wooden sanctuary, warm, lit by lamps. But that giant door, it's still wide open. It's like a final, silent invitation to the world outside, a threshold between safety and oblivion.
All right, brace yourselves. This is it. The deep breaks open, and we are not talking about a rainstorm. We're talking about the world literally coming apart at the seams. This is a decreation event.
It starts with a tremor, then the entire planet begins to convulse violently. The sun just goes dark. The sky cracks open with lightning. This is pure cosmic chaos on a scale no one could have ever imagined.
And the water, it's coming from everywhere. Think of it like a war on 2 fronts. You've got 7 floodgates in the sky breaking open above, and at the exact same moment, 7 fountains of the deep erupt from below the ground. Water isn't just raining down, it's exploding upwards. The world is being flooded from both directions at once.
And then one final act. A simple sentence with so much weight. The Lord shut them in. He does it himself. Thump. The door is sealed. It's over. The fate of the world outside is now set in stone. And outside, absolute panic. We're talking a crowd of maybe 700,000 people swarming the ark. That is not a small mob. That is a literal sea of desperate humanity, screaming as the water starts to rise around their feet. And what does Noah yell back from inside? He basically says, so now your souls are in anguish? Now you want to return? Where were you for the last 120 years? I mean, wow. This wasn't a snap judgment. This was the end of a century-long warning that everybody just ignored. The explosive chaos outside is one thing, but now the story shifts to a different kind of horror. This is the long drifting. For the people inside that ark, the fight for survival is just getting started. Yeah, don't picture some peaceful boat ride. It's pure chaos inside, too. The ark is being thrown around so violently it feels like it's going to splinter apart. The animals are terrified, and Noah is crying out to God, saying they don't have the strength to endure it. Even in their floating fortress, they feel like they're about to be swallowed whole. And while they're fighting for their lives inside,
The reality outside is absolute. Every living thing on dry land is gone. Wiped out, the text is totally blunt about it. Only Noah and those with him in the ark survive. Let's just put this timeline in perspective because it's immense. The rain itself stops after 40 days, but the water covers everything for 150 days. That's 5 months. It takes over a half a year before the ark even comes to rest on a mountain, and then another 3 months just to see the tops of other mountains. This was an unbelievably long, grueling ordeal.
So after all that time, how do they know if it's safe? Well, Noah starts sending out scouts. First a raven, then a dove, which comes back. He sends the dove out again, and this time, it returns with a fresh olive leaf. That's it, the first sign of new life, the first shred of hope in almost a year. The third time he sends it out, it doesn't come back. The world is alive again.
And that brings us to the final act. Not an explosion, but a profound quiet. This is a new silent earth. After all the noise and the terror, they're about to step out into a world that has been completely washed clean. So, on the first day of his 601st year, Noah removes the covering of the ark, and he sees it. For the first time in over a year. Dry ground. Can you just imagine that moment? Looking out at a world that's just silent, transformed, utterly new. But, and this is crazy, the waiting still isn't over. He sees dry ground, but the earth isn't actually dry enough to live on for nearly 2 more months. It's like one final test of patience after everything they have already been through. This whole incredible story of destruction and preservation, it really leaves us with one massive question, doesn't it? After the slate has been wiped completely clean, after a remnant of creation survives an impossible ordeal, what comes next? What grows in the silence of a world that's been given a second chance?